Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Liz. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I do want to apologize in advance if I sound a little bit different. I am sick, so I'm very congested. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I actually like my voice a little bit better when I'm sick, so I don't know if I'm the only one. So yes, for some reason I have like congestion. I've been sneezing a lot. I don't really know what I have. I think I have a common cold. But anyways, that's besides the point. I'm going to be reviewing Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. There's going to be no spoilers in this, so go ahead and feel free to keep on watching. So a brief synopsis. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the back of this book. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know a little bit at least or have heard this book since it's so popular. But I'm going to read the back right here so you guys have an overall idea of what this book is about. So this is a young mother fights to earn a place in her child's life, but is there room for her? After serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter. But the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger Ward, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both will risk losing their trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them, but as the romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing. So basically this is a book about Kenna, which is like the main protagonist of this book. She just got out of prison for committing this crime, which I'm not gonna mention it just because I feel like it gives out what the book is about. She just committed a crime. She went to jail for 5 years and now she's trying to reconnect with her daughter. She got pregnant as soon as she got in jail. She found out she was pregnant. So she didn't get an opportunity to connect with her daughter, even see her daughter. So she basically gave birth and then they sent her back to jail. So she is now out of jail and trying to connect with her daughter. But of course, she has people that are taking care of her. The daughter doesn't know anything about Kenna or anything like that. She's just trying to connect with them. This book shows a little bit of romance just because she connected with Ledger, which is the bar owner. She connected a lot with him, so you find out lots of romance in this book, which I enjoyed. I am really into, like, when it comes to movies and books, I'm really into romance and like rom-coms and stuff like that. So this book is definitely for all of you guys that are into romance. I think it took me like about a week for me to read this book. I kept pausing it just because at the beginning I felt like it was a little not slow, but at the same time it was just like nothing surprising. Basically, it was just like a lot of information they were giving us at the beginning of the book. So it took me a little while. I usually finish books like in 2 days if I really like them. I'll give this book probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Definitely not my favorite book. I think I like Verity by Colleen Hoover a little bit better just because there were more, how can I say, like more surprises, things I didn't expect more than this book. But this book definitely I recommend just because of all the romance. Definitely more romance involved and less of like tragic and stuff like that. And towards the end of the book I got a little sad just because of how everything turned out, but of course everything started to get a little bit better. That's just how I feel like most books are like that. They start like a little bit sad and then it starts to get better. So definitely a book that I recommend for all you guys. And one thing I liked, I'm really happy how it turned out, how the ending was. I think if like she was not able to keep the connection with Ledger, it would not be my favorite book. Just because I feel like the connection she had with Ledger was really just truthful and just like the romance there. I was just in love with the relationship. So I'm really happy it turned out the way I wanted it to. So definitely a book I definitely want you to all to pick up. One thing that I found different in this book is that every chapter, like when you're going through it, every chapter, like one is called Ledger, which is the guy, and then the next chapter, like after Ledger, will be Kenna, Ledger, Kenna, Ledger, Kenna. So we get 2 different point of views. So first we get one chapter of Kenna. Obviously she's like explaining what's happening in her life. So I like that they kept changing back and forth with 2 different point of views. So we were able to see the emotions that Kenna had, the main protagonist, and then Ledger as well. So we were going back and forth in their lives. Even in the beginning when they were like explaining how Ledger's life is in the bar, working in the bar and all of that, we got to experience both characters from their own point of views of what they were thinking. And even though most of their thoughts were similar, I just loved like the back and forth. At the beginning I was a little lost, but then I caught on to it. Like I noticed like the titles were like kind of ledger, and like back and forth. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. We got to experience how both of them were thinking, what their thought process was and all of that when they met, what they were thinking when they met each other, what feelings they had for each other and stuff like that. So you got to experience both of them. And I like that for the last, like after finish, she put an epilogue here, and basically she included one of the letters that she wrote to Scott, her ex-boyfriend. So I really enjoyed that last chapter there, the epilogue. I think it was interesting to see the difference in perspective, how she first started when she got out of jail, fresh out of jail, and like how she was just like not connecting with herself, just a little more depressed, and then she was able to find some love with Ledger, have some romantic moments, and just live a happier life. Just because when she was out of jail, obviously she was not in a great state of mind, but she got better. And that epilogue, that letter showed how much better Kenna was doing, which I really enjoyed. I'm a person that I just love like happy endings. I don't like those type of endings where things are just like horrible or sad, which happens in a lot of like mystery books and stuff like that. But this one is not that. This one had a happy ending, which I enjoyed, and then it had a lot of romance into it. There were some like sexual moments, so if you guys are not into that, definitely not the book for you. I think Verity though had way more like boiling points and like sexual stuff than this one, but this one did include it. And yeah, like I said before, I'll give this book, let's say 7.5, since I can't decide 7 or 8, 7.5 out of 10. Definitely one I recommend. A lot of romantic moments here. Just a happy book towards the end. Obviously it started a little sad, just like learning about Kenna's life and all of that, but it got much better. And then like I said before, the epilogue was really good. So I definitely recommend this for all of you guys that are into rom-coms or romantic, any like romance books or anything like that. This one's definitely one where you will enjoy. And that is everything for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys thought of this book if you guys have read it already. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.